Hey, it's Lindsay Marie from Simple Meal Designer. I'm the creator of the Rock Your Meal Plan course, and I'm here today with Kacie on the Meal Plan Makeover show. Hello, Kacie. We are here.
Hello.
Hi. We are here to inspire you to just have fun and grace in your meal planning and show you that it can be easy. It doesn't have to be hard. And we're gonna show what that looks like really quick. In 30 minutes or less, we're gonna create Kacie's meal plan, and you're going to get to watch us. So Kacie, tell us first a little bit about your family and how you would describe your diet so the people watching can resonate with you.
Okay, so I am a family of 5. I have a husband and 3 children, 2 boys and a girl, 8, 5, and 3. And I really had to think about their ages because,
Mom brain.
Yep. Yeah. The 2 older ones, they both go to school, and I stay at home with my 3-year-old. I go to school. I'm busy all the time, volunteering with school stuff, working on my own schoolwork, just being a mom. I'm a military wife, so sometimes I have to take the role of both mom and dad. And as far as our eating habits go, I, right now, cannot eat dairy and gluten. So when my children sit down and have an actual meal with me, they don't eat dairy and gluten either. However, the 2 older ones, they go to school, and I pack them lunch. They have the sweet little yum boxes that I got from one of your previous videos. Got that idea. We usually eat breakfast together. I'll make the kids breakfast, and then I'll eat when I'm done dropping them off and I have time to sit down and enjoy my breakfast. So yeah, pretty much during the week, I make breakfast for all of us, pack lunches. I make my own lunch. Usually it's different. And then our biggest meal of the day is dinner. I cook a good dinner every night. So
yeah, pretty standard stay-at-home mom business going on right here.
Yep.
So what's working about any meal planning system that you have in place right now?
Well, let's see. I go through and I write down, Sunday through Saturday, and I write down breakfast, lunch, dinner. Now, we normally always have the same things for breakfast, so that's pretty easy. Eggs, sometimes toast. I'll have my gluten-free toast and give the kids regular toast. Eggs, toast, sometimes yogurt, sometimes fruit, so I stock up on all that stuff to get me through the week. Lunch is kind of always up in the air. I'm always kind of scrounging up stuff for lunch. And that's the cool thing about the Yum Box is I've got all these little compartments, and I'm like, it says dairy, grain, fruit, vegetables, and protein. So I'm like, okay, I got to find a protein for this one. And it makes it so much easier. But at the same time, it's like I scrape things up to put in there. Like today it was.
It's like I have a gap to fill. So I'm going to put something in the gap.
Yeah.
I will find something.
Right. And so like today, for instance, it was leftover meatballs we had spaghetti and meatballs last night. So it was leftover meatballs, and I put some marinara sauce in there to dip them in. And then for dinner, I usually plan out all my dinners very thoroughly because that's when we're all together for a meal every day. Well, for now, my husband's not on a boat yet, but he will be. But for now, so I'm planning for 2 adults, a big kid, and 2 small kids. So that's when I usually do meat, a fruit, a vegetable. Sometimes I do rice or quinoa, something like that.
Right.
Add to it.
So I'm hearing that you already do plan.
Mm-hmm.
Like you do plan.
Yeah.
So you're actually like way ahead of the game, PS. Because I know a lot of people watching this right now, are like, I wish I could at least do that. And this lady's working with Lindsay to make it better. So like what's not working in the way that your meal planning system works right now?
So there's a few things. And the one that I want to mention right away is that I'm going to have to convert my meal plan. I'm going to have to make it smaller because right now I have to make a big plate of food for my husband and he's going to be on a boat. So I'm going to have to take that away and I have to be able to be versatile with that. The other thing is, I tend to forget things. I tend to forget things that I need, or I don't get enough of something, or we end up making trips to the grocery store in the middle of the week. And then, when you go to the grocery store, it's like, oh, well, there's some cookies. I need some of those too. And I just came here for the broccoli. I forgot that was supposed to go with my dinner, but I also want a bag of Doritos and, all the things.
Yes. Oh, that's on sale. And this is
Yeah.
on an end cap. And now my child's asking for this. So, yep, there went like $50 and all I needed was broccoli.
Exactly.
So you're going to the grocery store more. I'm hearing you say that you're going to the grocery store more often than you want to go to the grocery store. And you need a plan that you can manipulate like from week to week pretty easily, depending on if your husband's home or not, because you could buy a lot less food or make a lot less food if he's not home.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. So we can help. And I think we should get started because actually first I wanted to ask you another question is how do you think a meal plan is going to support you in getting to the next step with the things you're struggling with?
Well, as a stay-at-home mom and as a military spouse, I have a lot to be stressed out about. Okay. And I don't have the help that people have, when they're surrounded by family and friends. Like we just moved here. So I have made some friends here and I've grown close to people already, but it's not the same. I can't call up my mom or dad and be like, hey, I got a doctor appointment. Like, can you watch my son for an hour? No, he comes with. And so while I'm stressing out about all of that stuff,
you don't need to be worrying about going to the grocery store.
Right. I don't want to have to stress out about that too. And it's like, I'm already exhausted. Like, do I want to pack up all 3 of my children and take them to the grocery store when my husband's on a boat because I forgot broccoli?
No. No, you don't. No, you don't. So you're right. That will all help tremendously. And we're like using up our time right now. So let's dive in and get this party started. We're going to plan your breakfast, your lunch, your dinner, and your snacks. Really what we're doing is taking what's in your head and putting it on paper. So you do have that comprehensive meal plan where you're not going to forget the broccoli. Like, okay, the grocery list is not part of what we're doing right now. It's the next step. But you got to do this step first in order to make a grocery list that you're not going to forget half of your stuff on. So let me share my screen so we can seriously just do this together and you can watch and everyone else can watch. Share screen. Share. Okay. Oop, there's our Zoom meeting.
Not wanting to share, huh?
Oh, come on. Minimize this and bring us over here. All right. So, Kacie, like, this is just like, we don't need stories. We don't need like long explanations. Like, it's literally just get it out of here so that we can make progress and take action and stop dealing with all that stress that comes when you don't have a plan. So you told us a little bit about what you have for breakfast. Sometimes it's toast. I remember that. I wasn't taking notes. So what else did you say?
We got toast. We got yogurt. We got eggs.
You have yogurt with your toast? Like, or is yogurt by itself?
Yogurt is by itself.
Okay.
Eggs. And fruit.
So is this like all on one day?
Yeah, and that's
Okay.
pretty much every day.
Toast, yogurt, perfect. That's easy peasy. Eggs and what was it? Fruit. All right. So it's pretty much every day, even on the weekends?
Yeah.
Awesome. Does everybody eat this or?
Yep, everybody eats it.
Easy peasy Japanesey. Look how much of it's filled in already, people. Okay, this doesn't have to be hard. Okay, lunch. What do you eat for lunch?
Okay, lunch can be leftovers.
Yep.
That's mostly for myself. Sometimes I do crackers with deli meat and grapes and olives. I'll do like carrots sometimes with hummus. And then I like to have something that I can just throw in the microwave for the boys. So sometimes it's pizza rolls because Isaac actually eats his Yum box at school, but it's for snack time. So I'll have him eat the rest of his Yum box at lunchtime. And if that's not enough, which it usually isn't, I'll like pop pizza rolls in the oven or in the microwave.
So
just
let's talk about, you said Isaac. So he's got a Yum box that you pack for school, but that's mostly his snack.
Yeah, it's supposed to be for snack, but I mean, it's a whole meal. So he never eats all of it. And what he brings home, I have him finish that, and then I kind of fill in the gaps. But Asher needs a full meal. Sometimes he'll help Isaac finish his Yum box.
Is Isaac in like a half day thing?
Yeah.
Okay, got it. Okay. So he comes home with some of his snack. All right. And you said you mostly eat leftovers.
Yes.
Do you have this crackers and deli meat and grapes thing for lunch?
Yeah.
Okay, so you don't have something different on that day. You do pizza rolls sometimes. So how often do you do this crackers, deli meat, grapes, olives?
That's just me. And I do it when yes, and I do it when I don't have leftovers to eat.
Okay. Okay. Which is like how many days a week would you guess you have that?
Probably 3, I would say.
So you have leftovers like 4 times a week?
Yeah.
Okay, what about your husband? What's he have for lunch?
He's on his own.
All right. So you don't have, is he on his own because you're not planning it, or is he on his own because he wants to be on his own?
He wants to be on his own.
Okay, so we won't put him on here. Like, we just gotta respect that part, right? Like, if that's it, that's fine. We're not adding him to the grocery list part for lunch. So, all right. So we have you taken care of, but what left? So you're eating like dinner leftovers?
Yes.
Okay. And this isn't you. So all I'm hearing for was the carrots and hummus you?
Yes.
Okay. Is that with all this, or is that instead of grapes sometimes or something?
No, I'll eat it with it.
All right. Hey, that's awesome. Carrots, hummus. Okay. So what about, okay, so now you were saying Isaac, and no, Isaac gets home from school, from his half day of school, and then like he eats some of what's left over from his snack.
Mm-hmm.
But Asher, your other son, like is eating lunch while you're also eating some of these snack leftovers. So what are you feeding Asher for lunch?
I'll give him peanut butter sandwiches. He's a big fan of macaroni and cheese. Lunchtime is when all the processed foods happen.
Okay.
Right after lunch, I have to go back to school and pick up Remy.
Okay. And
We're on a
Remy's your
time crunch.
third child.
Yes.
Okay. So let's stick with Asher. So Asher is eating a peanut butter sandwich or mac and cheese or pizza rolls.
Yes. Or sometimes leftovers, but not
You wouldn't
usually.
really count on it. Okay.
Yeah. Again,
So
lunch is a scrounge, like a scrounge.
that's all right. That's all right. It's all right because there's still logic in the scrounge. There is still like planning going on in the scrounge, even though you're not putting it in a plan.
Mm-hmm.
So, your peanut butter sandwich and mac and cheese and pizza rolls. That's pretty.
Quesadillas.
What was that? Quesadillas?
Quesadillas, just like super easy, quick.
So, but in 1 week, how many of these different things? Would you pick 2 things? Would you pick 3 things for a week?
Probably 3, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let's take out quesadillas since it's the last one you said. So we're going to put this on the side so that the next time you make a meal plan, it's easy to remember, oh yeah, I could throw quesadillas in there. So you're probably going to do 3 different things a week for lunch. And you're going to do a peanut butter sandwich 3 times. Let's just say that. Does that seem normal for you right here for lunch?
Mm-hmm.
So then what about does he have anything with this stuff?
Yes, we always do fruit, and we do a lot of carrots.
Me too. Okay.
Yeah, cucumbers too. We do a lot of cucumbers too.
Like in the same week, you'll like go in between carrots and cucumbers?
I try to switch it up for them because, they get bored and then they decide, oh, well, I've had that so many times, so now I just don't like it. I'm not going to have it at all.
Yeah. Okay. So this stuff I have highlighted right now, that's for Asher?
Mostly. Isaac
Okay.
gets it too, though, because we're trying to feed Isaac as much as we can.
Yes, got it. So we go more into that and like the amounts of things that we're getting and like kind of modify this meal plan a little more when we're making the grocery list. So we'll be able to like say, we need a little more of something because Isaac gets it or whatever. Remy, your third child, what is she eating for lunch?
She's eating the same things that I put into Isaac's snack box.
Okay, so let's talk about Isaac's snack box.
So it's Isaac and Remy's snack box.
Okay.
And it's basically like a lunch. Like, so for instance, today it was leftover meatballs, which was super easy. I could do that not leftover because I just popped them out of the freezer.
Okay.
With like a little side of marinara, a fruit, a vegetable, a cheese stick. They get a lot of cheese sticks in there. Oh, and then they got, what's that pasta called? It's made of chickpeas. Bonsai or something like that. It comes in an orange box. I'm
not sure I'm familiar. Chickpea salad?
It's just the pasta noodles.
Pasta noodles.
Yeah, and they're not made with grains. They're made out of beans and chickpeas.
Oh, the noodles are made out of an alternative to flour. So,
yeah.
Okay, so what do you call that so you know what it is on your meal plan?
Just spiral pasta, I guess.
Okay. Okay, so that's what they're getting in their lunch/snack box every day for school?
Now, I wouldn't put that in every day. Again, I would switch it up. Maybe do that like every other day. And then some days, let's see what else. I'll do deli meat, crackers, cucumbers, fruit, I like to put like little marshmallows in the little cup. There's like a little tiny cup you can put dip or a little treat in.
Yep.
And then cheese sticks or yogurt.
Okay. So we're going to call this, for you, we're going to call this snack/lunch. Yum box. Is it YUM or YUMM?
YUM.
/yum box. We'll just say yum box because that's what you
Okay.
call it, right?
Yep.
So breakfast, yum box, and so is this basically the two different things you do every day for lunch?
Well, no, I mean, I go, well, in a week, I would probably pick two different things and switch back and forth.
Mm-hmm.
And then, you know, towards the end of the week, when I start running out of things is when I get scroungy and, oh, I have like some veggie straws I could put in place of something.
Right?
Um,
What about on the weekends? Do you still do this yum box thing when they're not in school? Or do you do something else for lunch with Isaac and Remy?
on the weekends, I usually do like deli meat. Sometimes we do what the kids call pickle sushi, which is like ham pickle roll-ups with cream cheese. And then I'll give them fruit and veggies, sometimes some kind of dip to go along with it. I try to keep it healthy on the weekends.
Okay, so this is more like your weekend right here.
Yeah.
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so notice what I just did. Like, I'm not super concerned about Monday through Friday on the top of here.
Mm-hmm.
Because you never know what your week will bring. Like, even when you're the best planner in the world, like, all of a sudden something happens during the week that you didn't plan for or you just forgot about, and you need to change things up. So I avoid like getting overwhelmed by like, oh my gosh, I planned this for Saturday, by just like saying day 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and like I'll cross it off as I use it. So I know like day 1 is normally a weekend, day 7 is normally like Sunday and Saturday. But again, we can always move this around later. So basically 2 days out of the week, you are, so when you feed them this, are you guys eating this too? Or are you still eating the leftovers and?
Leftovers.
Okay. Okay. And your husband would do the same on the weekend?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So let's shift for a second. Actually, wait a minute. So like do you have like a morning snack or anything on the weekends?
No.
No, so you don't need anything here.
Well, the kids do, I guess. But you know, I'll usually give them like a bag of veggie straws or Cheerios, a piece of fruit, carrots.
So all of that stuff, like Cheerios, fruit, and a carrot?
No, just
Okay.
one thing.
Okay, so for this week, we'll say veggie straws and fruit. But
Yep.
other options are carrots,
Pickles, black olives, crackers.
Yeah. You just had something else. Was it crackers? I don't remember. You had something else that I just deleted, but what else? So you still have these notes here to change up.
Yeah.
And then, so let's take a breath for a second. We are almost finished, and we have the giant dinner drama to plan. Okay, so I want to take a second to talk about, like, if there's anything. Let's focus on breakfast first. Is there anything about breakfast that bugs you, or like you want to change about your diet?
Sometimes it gets a little redundant,
Okay.
but I'm happy with it because I got a good flow going with breakfast.
Mm-hmm.
And all the kids eat everything on their plate.
Awesome.
Like, so it's just like, I don't want to try to change it too much because it works.
So then what about lunch? Anything you'd like to change about lunch? Anything that bugs you about lunch?
I guess I don't like the scroungy feeling I get sometimes for lunch.
Okay.
Like I'm trying to scrape something up. I don't feel that way for myself, but I do feel that way about the kids because I don't love feeding them mac and cheese and pizza rolls, but it's quick and easy.
Right.
And gets the job done.
Got it. Got it. So I'm hearing two things actually. Like you don't want to feel like lunch is just like an afterthought.
Yeah.
And you don't want to like it's an opportunity to maybe find other things to feed them that's still easy without being processed.
Yeah.
Okay. Less processed. And I just said it and it's like don't want it to be an afterthought. Okay. Okay, what about your snacks? Is there anything you'd like to change about your snacks or that bugged you about your snacks?
I don't think so. However, my husband is always complaining that we don't have enough snacks.
Aha. Yes. So that's a whole nother episode. So if I read between the lines, that usually means like they like to munch. They like to like mindlessly eat because it like reduces stress to just like chew on something sweet and crunchy or salty or whatever.
Yeah, and he watches a lot of Food Network, so
So he wants really complicated snacks?
It stirs up his appetite, and I think he just like, I gotta have a snack. So
Okay.
he's a sweets eater, and so
Okay.
I don't care about that. I mean, if that's what he wants to do, that's fine. But
Right.
I have a hard time making sure that he's taken care of in the snack department.
And that would be like, it doesn't necessarily need to be on here.
Yeah.
Maybe there would be a spot down here where it's like, let me just show you. You can put one in here. It's like Dad's snacks. Okay. But ultimately you could have a couple snacks on your grocery list that are considered a staple and they're just always there on your grocery list. And you just always buy tortilla chips and salsa and a chocolate bar. Like every week you just buy those things and they're in the house and like whatever, check, done. Okay. Okay. So what about an afternoon snack? Do you have those at all, or do you basically have the main snack in the morning-ish and then lunch?
We don't really have afternoon snack because I cook dinner fairly early. The kids, or Remy normally gets out of school by 2:00, and so she's hungry by 4. And so I try to cook dinner right at 4.
So this second snack is really non-existent in your house. We can just delete that.
Yeah, it's not.
Okay. And now, drum roll for dinner. Okay. What do you like, what are your go-to dinners? The dinners that maybe are even a little bit like, I'm really sick of eating this, Lindsay, but this is what I eat. Like what's easy? What comes easy? What do you do for dinner normally?
Well, my favorite recipe right now is chicken. They're called sweet potato chicken poppers. They're
That
super
sounds
good
amazing.
and they're super easy to make. So I love those. I try to put those on every week. Actually, we were supposed to have them tonight, and I was like, I don't feel like cooking. So Skylar bought me some dairy-free, gluten-free mac and cheese, which was horrible. I mean, don't even try to eat mac and cheese if you can't eat cheese or gluten.
Or dairy. Cheese or gluten, yeah.
But yeah. So
Okay, so are those a main dish? Like, is that your main
yes,
food?
yes.
Okay, so
And
what
then I'll
else are your
have-
main dishes?
Okay. I like to be creative in the kitchen. So other than that, I don't really have any main dish because right when I plan what I'm going to eat, I look up recipes. Oh, I know one. Chicken thighs. I like to cook chicken thighs with just like a side of broccoli and a side of rice. It's one of my favorite meals.
Okay.
But yeah, like I said, other than that, I look things up. My family does not like soup or stew, so I try to avoid those two things, but it breaks my heart because I love both of them.
Right, me too. Super easy and make ahead and freeze and last all week. They're like the perfect freaking food.
Right. Oh, Mom, soup again. Oh. But yeah, that's
Okay. Okay, so then when you are doing your normal planning during the week or whatever, what are some proteins or what are like the main proteins that you're buying? Are you buying ground beef? Are you buying pork? Are you buying chicken breasts? Like, what do you kind of go towards when you're looking for recipes?
Definitely ground beef.
Okay.
Definitely chicken breast. Yeah.
Okay. I don't know why that's that color. Okay.
I do get ground pork too because I like to mix it with the ground beef and make meatballs or we like pork chops. Sorry, I've got to turn my light on. It's getting dark in here.
All good. Do you ever have like a vegetarian night or a fish night?
No.
Okay. So what do you have like more than once a week? Beef, pork,
Chicken.
chicken? All right. So we already got chicken thighs and chicken breasts. Do you really have chicken more than twice a week or not? 3 times?
Sometimes 3 times. I guess probably not more than that.
Like beef, how often? Is it normal to have that twice a week?
No.
Okay. Is it normal to have pork?
I guess Skylar, he likes to smoke meat on Saturdays.
Perfect.
So he'll usually get like a big cut, like a pork shoulder, brisket,
Normally pork?
steaks. Sometimes he puts steaks on there. It's just meat.
Okay. Smoked meat. All right.
Yes.
And so one more space for like the main dish. Is there any meat in your sweet potato poppers?
Yeah, it's chicken.
Okay, so I have chicken on here 3 times already.
Mm-hmm.
Then the smoked meat on Saturdays. Do you think you do pork more than once a week?
No.
Do you think you do beef more than once a week?
Ground beef, maybe.
Yeah. Otherwise, we're at chicken 4 times a week, which is totally cool. But just notice that you thought you only had chicken like twice a week. You don't really know these things and feel these things out until you actually are like, dang, I'm eating a lot of chicken. And I thought I was only eating like half as much chicken, right?
Yeah.
It's totally okay. I'm just like opening your eyes to see like, well, you eat dinner 7 days a week.
Yeah, I
So
guess some kind of ground meat because we'll do like tacos or um
beef, turkey, or pork.
yeah.
Okay. So the reason I do this here is like right now we're not like, I'm not like Betty Crocker cookbook in my head. Like I'm not just gonna, oh yeah, you like ground beef? Like this recipe's perfect for you. Boom, and put it in there. Like I that's not gonna happen in 30 minutes, okay? But just getting it in front of you, like what you just learned just now, like that's really valuable. That's really valuable for you when you go to we go to make your grocery list. Like okay, I know I'm gonna have these proteins because you have chosen to eat meat as like your main dish at dinner, like a lot of people in America. So we we at least have like a base to start with when we're going on to the next step. Mm-hmm. This also helps when we create variety in our meal plan. So I'm showing you all of this, but it doesn't necessarily have to be this every week because you will get sick of this eventually. Like, yeah, you might be eating this way fine right now, and you may have been eating this way for like the last 2 months. But I bet 6 months ago it was different because it's just after a amount of time, your body just goes, your brain just goes, nope, like we're going to switch it up. Yeah. So I don't remember where I was going with that, but this way our, like, the canvas is there. Like, I know I'm going to smoke meat. I know I'm going to have pork chops. Like, I don't know what I'm going to need to go with them to like marinate them or bake them or whatever, but I know that's like the canvas for my meal. So it's easier to find recipes and easier to organize things later to add variety to this plan. So what do you have with these main dishes? Is it always like a veggie and a fruit, or do you have like a pasta and a veggie, or like how do you round out these meals?
I do veggies and fruit. Every single one. I do a veggie and a fruit. Unless
you have fruit too?
Yeah.
Okay.
And unless I have some sort of recipe, like say for instance, I made stir fry, it has a ton of vegetables in it. Then I just do fruit.
Right.
But 9 times out of 10, it's veggies and fruit.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And again, this is like the canvas. And when we dig a little deeper and get just a little tweak with those recipes, like we can change these really easy. But now you see all this stuff that was in your head on paper. There's a few other things that we do when we work together that we're not going to fill in down here. But we have like the meat and potatoes of your meal plan, boom, like right here, right here. And I think we're like right at 30 minutes of like how long we've actually been working on it. Okay? Like 30 minutes. How much do you stress out over not having something like this? And it took 30 minutes. So like, how does it feel getting this all out of your head and onto quote unquote online paper?
Feels great.
Awesome. So how do you see having this making some sort of difference in your life?
Well, I just feel like even with just saying chicken thighs, ground beef, chicken breast, that right there gives me a direction alone to be like, okay, I'm going to make something with ground beef that day. Instead of sitting there thinking like, okay, what do I want this week? Like, what sounds good? You know, it gives me some sort of a guide to look for what I want, you know?
Right. Exactly. And you get to start to like file things in your head according to these like proteins, you know, like you're going to eventually get to a point where when this is routine, and the way that I am, like you see ground beef, and like I actually have, there's these other tabs on the bottom that I'm not going to go into that this ingredient master would actually basically show me all the ground beef recipes that I love. So it's just, you just start to, when you use this system, you start to basically make your own library of food your family loves, and you delete the things that the food the family doesn't love.
All
And,
the soup, all the soup.
delete all the soup, or have a special space in your plan where it's like your secret soup.
Secret soup.
So yeah, that is really important. And this is really the first step, you know, like, and this is way more like, this is a comprehensive meal plan. Like, people think that they're going to like write down like 3 dinners and like, they're going to like,
wait,
their overwhelm go away. Like,
I gotta,
don't get me wrong. And it's a great little step to take. Just like this is a first step to take to get to the next space where like, you're going to go ground beef and you're going to have this list of meals in your head that's just like, yep, not in your head, they're actually in front of you, and it makes it really easy to add variety. But that's like another discussion.
yes.
You just it's just the first step. That's all I'm saying. But even though it's just the first step and it only took 30 minutes, like, the relief that comes in knowing, and like you just proved, like that little voice in your head that's stressing you out at 3 o'clock when you're not sure what to have for dinner, or you have to run to the grocery store again. Like, you just proved that wrong. You just proved that little nagging voice. Like, no, actually, I'm taking steps to be better. So just stop it. Just be quiet. Where was I? Oh yeah. So after this, like, we get to create the grocery list. I brought this up a couple of times, and we get to create a really easy way to create the variety in this meal plan that I've just been talking about with the ground beef specifically. And it's in all the different areas of the meal plan. To create variety in your breakfast, if you want more variety in your breakfast, like you mentioned, there's a really easy system that I've created to just, boom, change your breakfast without thinking more than like 30 seconds about it. And your meal plan's like updated. Okay. Yeah. It doesn't like, this is the longest part. Now, once you start to master it, like, you can meal plan in less than 15 minutes. And I honestly meal plan, inventory my kitchen, and grocery shop all in less than 1 hour a week, because I grocery shop online. I do it all in less than an hour a week. It's amazing.
Best thing ever.
You with this knowledge of how to do this. So, Kacie, I have a special offer for you when this interview is over. But anybody watching this that really sees the value in what Kacie and I just created and can see what this could do for your family, then you get to go look at my Jumpstart Your Meal Plan private workshop, where we're going to sit and do the same thing that Kacie and I just did, plus more, because we're going to spend an hour together, and we're not doing this like live video to share with people. You know, it's just me and you working on creating what I just created with Kacie, plus getting into as much as the other stuff as we can in an hour. Okay, in an hour we can create so much, and just tell that little voice to be quiet and really experience freedom in your life from having a meal plan that actually works for your family. So, Kacie, I want to thank you for being part of our day today on the Meal Plan Makeover Show. Yes.
I got to show you something quick.
Yes. What do you want to say?
This is the before, okay? This is the before.
That's the before. Awesome. That's your days, your BLD, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And yes, now it's like, boom. And you don't have to do this every week. Like, it's already created. I am sending you this link when we're done with our interview, Kacie. Like, it's yours. You get to use this. And next week, or like seriously this week, when you're doing your meal plan, you don't need to do BLD handwritten Monday through Friday. You get to use this, because, oh, I'm just so excited for you. I'm so excited for you. So thank you for inspiring other moms to take charge of their meal plan and do it with fun and grace, and do it fast, and that it doesn't show them that it doesn't have to be hard. And again, I'm Lindsay Marie. I'm the mealtime mentor at Simple Meal Designer and the creator of Rock Your Meal Plan course. Thank you so much for watching this today. And until next time, eat in peace. Bye-bye.